Nobody knew anything about California. Half the gentlemen in Congress had already said the place was not worth having, and it was sheer waste of the taxpayers' money to send an army there. Listening to the crash of water and creak of ropes, Kendra thought of the ship's figurehead, the goddess crowned with the crescent moon. The goddess could not be seen from here, but Kendra suspected that her gleaming whiteness was by now tarnished, as gray as the clouds above. Here near Cape Horn the weather was bleak and dark. At night they saw ghostly globes of light hovering about. Lauren Shields, the jolly young supercargo of the Cynthia, had told Kendra the sailors used to think these were wandering souls. No, Lauren didn't know what they were. He didn't think anybody knew, but he was pretty sure they weren't spooks. A hatch banged shut, and she saw Lauren Shields coming out on deck. Bundled up in his thick coat, his cheeks pink and his light hair blowing, Lauren waved and came toward her. Though he was 26 years old, Lauren was the type that Kendra privately classified as nice boy. He was not an exciting young man, but she liked him. It was almost impossible not to like Lauren, simply because he was so nice, so courteous, so friendly, so agreeable. He lent her books and told her the lore of the sea, and was often available for games. Kendra had been surprised that he had time for this, but Lauren explained that the word supercargo meant what it said. He was supervisor of the cargo. This kept him busy in port, but at sea he often had leisure. As he reached the rail, the ship lurched, and they both got a spatter of seawater. Lauren caught the rail with one hand and Kendra's arm with the other, and when she had steadied herself, he released her and pointed out to sea. Away out, half obscured by the mist, Kendra saw a great jagged cliff standing high in the water. Bringing his lips close to the blue scarf over her head, Lauren shouted above the wind, "There's Cape Horn!" Kendra was not a timid girl, but she shivered. Cape Horn was a rock 1,400 feet high, jutting out of the end of South America to divide the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Here the winds were violent, and they nearly always blew from the west, hurling the sea against the ships that tried to pass from the Atlantic to the Pacific, as the Cynthia would be trying now. But as he saw Kendra's tremor, Lauren gave her a reassuring smile. "There's no reason to be scared," he exclaimed into her muffled ear. Kendra remembered that Lauren had been around the Horn before. Doubled the Horn, she corrected herself. Seafaring folk said double the Horn, not go around it. Lauren was speaking again. "It's cold up here. Come below and get warm." She went with him down the companionway. Once, as the Cynthia pitched and Kendra almost stumbled, Lauren caught her elbow to steady her. But as he had done on deck, almost instantly he let it go. Lauren treated a lady with respect. He had none of the impish daring of that sailor who had grinned at her from the rigging. She still thought the sailor would have been more fun to know. As they were out of the wind now and could speak easily, Lauren paused to encourage her. "We won't have any trouble, Kendra. There's not a better ship afloat than the Cynthia, and Captain Pollock is as fine a navigator as ever lived." What a nice boy he was, Kendra thought for the 100th time. Lauren added, "Besides, there's another reason. Anyway, we'll be all right." He was blushing, thought Kendra. Or was that extra pink of his cheeks due to the wind? But whatever he had been about to say, instead of saying it, he was hurrying her into the cabin. Here they found Kendra's mother, Eva Taine, with the other two passengers, Bess and Bunker Anderson. The Andersons were a middle-aged pair who lived in Honolulu, where Bunker managed a branch of a New York trading firm. They had been playing a card game, but the sea had grown so rough that they had given up. Eva was sewing. Catching sight of Kendra, Eva greeted her with a bright smile. She always did. Kendra smiled back. She always did. Kendra and her mother had never felt at ease together, but they pretended. Eva was 35 years old. She did not look like Kendra. Kendra looked like the father she could not remember. Eva was a really beautiful woman, with large dark eyes, brown hair always smooth and shining, and an air of gracious composure. Nobody was ever surprised to hear that she was a colonel's wife. When Lauren said Cape Horn was in sight, Eva put aside her work, exclaiming that she wanted to see the famous rock. Bess and Bunker Anderson offered to go up with her. Lauren, saying he had to check some records, went to his own quarters. Kendra took off her wraps and waited in the cabin.